when you're doing it this long,
Yeah.
a lot of people talk about, right, the fear. I don't have like the fear of falling off. If it happens at this point,
I do. There's a part of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we're going to talk about that then.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, but I was like, I feel like I've definitely overstayed my welcome, and I'm in bonus time. Like this is fucking, like this is dope. Everything else is like gravy and
like
opportunity.
when you started, you're like, this will be a year or two. That's it. And then it's been like, what, 14 years
Well, you
now?
see everyone fall off. And
yeah.
I feel like most unless the ego really kicks in, you feel, I never want to use the word fraud, but you feel like, why me?
Yeah.
Like why?
Like the imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I just kind of, I forgot what we were even talking about. I just lost
No, you're talking about how you sometimes, I asked you if you felt overwhelmed and need to like take a step away, and you said that you don't really have that fear of
falling off. No, it's really just strategy and figuring out how to, what's the next thing. Like I want the things that I do now to matter in some way. I have the core audience, but it's just, you do it for so long, and that's what it was. I was gonna say I don't have the fear, but every now and then I kind of dip my toe in accidentally taking things for granted.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
Where I even like at certain points in my career, I like joked like, yeah, it would be great if my career just ended now. Like, why?
Oh, because you're overwhelmed?
So I could throw away this fucking lottery ticket of life that I've like stumbled into and I have no right to.
Yeah.
So I feel like, but it's always like that weird balance of emotions.
Oh yeah. I relate to that. And I do feel that fear a little bit. I don't know if you want to get into it now.
Yeah, no, jump into it.
I do feel that fear a little bit of losing everything that I have. And it's difficult because, well, I think the biggest reason that I feel that fear is because I feel like I was, like you said, handed a lottery ticket. I was like, I'm just some kid who grew up relatively poor on food stamps. I thought I was going to be stuck in this cycle forever. But now I've been given this huge opportunity and I need to take advantage of that as much as I can. So I constantly push myself to be doing more and more and more because I feel like I can't just throw this opportunity away. And therefore I work myself to the bone many times and it just becomes overwhelming. And it's that fear of losing something that I feel I've been very lucky to receive that also feeds into that fear of losing that thing.
Well, honestly, like the fear of losing something from you surprises me just because, I mean, obviously, you know, you had the leaving of Smosh and Defy, and then like going solo is a very scary thing. Obviously,
there's terrifying.
Yeah, obviously there's opportunity, but that's change. And then you decide I'm trying to remember right after that, but then you decide, okay, I'm going to change up my format, right? I'm not going to focus on sketch comedy. And you've kind of done a 180 instead of it being me, right? Focus on me. I'm trying to be the funny man. And you can still portray that. You've all of a sudden changed it into, I'm going to showcase other people, right? Because is it like around the last 6 months you've had this show?
Yeah, between a year and 6 months, I shifted. I was kind of dabbling in it about a year ago, and then I made it my core thing 6 months ago.
Why do you think you made that switch?
I feel like, so when I first left Smosh, I obviously was terrified leading up to it. Afterwards, everything was just fear running everything that I did. Fear, like I said, of losing it all. Fear of walking away from something that I created and that being the only thing that I would ever be good at or that I would ever be known for. A lot of it was me obviously having fear of irrelevancy, but that kind of drove me to keep making things that I thought would get views or what I thought people expected to see from me. So I tried to make sketch comedy after that, and I tried to do a whole bunch of things that just didn't really feel like it like it was me at that point, especially not for me to do on my own. And I felt like I didn't really have a mission statement for what I was doing. I was just doing things for the sake of doing it because I thought people wanted those things. And after a certain point, I'd say the shift was about a year ago, when I started interviewing people because those videos started doing well. I was like, ooh, there's something here. There's something that people like here. And I did an episode, I spent a day with furries. And I think it was that episode that kind of shifted my whole perspective of what I do. Because I worked with a casting agency to find those furries. And I didn't realize that those furries had all flown out from all over different parts of the US to be in this. And usually my interviews, I never ever poked fun at the guests, but I would kind of just be lighthearted the whole time and not take it too seriously. But this, I think, was my 6th interview that I did. And I realized how much this meant to them and how much they trusted me with that, because furries get made fun of all the time. And they put all that trust in me to represent them in a positive light. And I decided to kind of shift all my energy toward giving them a voice and an opportunity to say the things that they don't get a chance to say. And also I totally lost my train of thought, but I just became really excited about the idea of giving these misunderstood subcultures and people with very interesting careers and lifestyles a chance to speak about things. And they expressed how happy they were when that video came out. I had a huge response from people saying, oh, I didn't understand them, I judged them, and now I realize that they're just normal people who sometimes like to put on a furry costume. Maybe they don't feel most comfortable in their own skin. Maybe they feel most comfortable like playing a character. And also a huge response from the furry community who said this was the first video they'd ever seen that portrayed them in a positive light, and they really appreciated that. And I had such a good feeling from that super positive response. I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And I kind of hunkered down and came up with my mission statement, which is that I wanted this series to give people an opportunity, misunderstood subcultures and people with misunderstood or misjudged lifestyles, a chance to speak for themselves, and kind of portray the idea that if we ask people more questions, we would understand them. There'd be so much less judgment in the world.
I love that. Or it arms you with ways to attack their beliefs. Have you ever had one of those videos that you were like, oh no, we have to scrap this?
Not an entire video, but I have had guests come on where they literally say, I don't know, to every question I ask them. Or I'm like, that's a really rough problem. Cause then you're just like, how do I get something? So I'm like, I guess I'll cut them out, but
just completely.
They
got their date rate.
I still pay all my guests, but yeah, when they just say, I don't know to stuff, I'm like,
No moments where you've had to cut like for a blow up or anything?
No, but I did almost do a video. I spent a day with ex-Disney mascots, and I was going to get people that worked at Disneyland to come out and just talk about their experiences. It would have been fascinating, but somehow Disney found out and shut that down. They contacted people that I had cast to be in my interview and talk to me about this stuff. I don't know how Disney found out. It's the Illuminati up in here.
Amanda, I think we just found our brand new deep dive. If you work at or used to work at Disney, we want to talk to you. And if Disney's lawyers hit us, I'll talk to my lawyers to see how much it will cost us. And then we will gauge our choices from there.
And they will also make sure you never work with Marvel or anything Disney, Star Wars.
Seen my fucking show. I got very excited. I thought we were going to be able to get a Disney Plus sponsorship, and they were like, no, you look at what you put out. And I was like, what about my Twitter? And it was like, no, it's still you. And I was just like,
but they were thinking about it for a moment.
Well, we had someone pitching us, and it just didn't work out.
Got it.